welcome again to the National Federation of the Blind, Genesee County Chapter Talk Show. Yes, it is. There's again Father Time and Blink Them Eyes Bradford. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful today.
Yes, another day here. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you're enjoying these shows. If there's any way that you can let us know, I'd really appreciate it. Just to know somebody's watching other than the three of us. But yeah, today we got a really special guest here. We're going to be talking about our STEM program. First of all, what does STEM stand for?
So STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math.
Okay, did you hear that? That's our guest today. I was trying to coach Felicia to give me
I see.
It's okay. You spoiled our surprise now.
Well, okay, hold on. Science, technology, engineering, and math. There you go.
Right on cue.
Hey.
So we have a real special guest here, and he's part of he is the STEM program for the state of Michigan, and his name is Ather. And I'm not going to tackle his last name. I'll let him introduce himself. Okay, Ather.
Yes, thank you, Leo. Thank you, Father Time. How are you, everyone? My name is Ather Jammoa, and I am, one of the people who is involved directly in the STEM to You program for the state of Michigan.
Ather, let me just a second.
Yes.
We are going to be having an event here in June, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And so it's a pilot program that we have the pleasure of introducing right here in Flint, Michigan. He's going to be a great part of it. It's going to be a 3-day event. We're having kids from all over the state of Michigan that's going to be coming in. We're going to be downtown Flint. We're going to be taking them on tour. They're going to have a hands-on project at Kettering. It's really something exciting, and he's a big part of it. So tell us a little bit about the program.
So before I tell you guys about the program, first I want to thank everybody in Flint because you guys are working super hard on this. You're pulling out all the stops. You're getting everything. Everything is being so amazingly put together, and we couldn't be more grateful. Now, as for the program itself, it's called Project Real, and that is so right now it's going to involve the STEM to You program, like we talked about, and it's also going to involve some workplace opportunities for older kids. There's even going to be a career fair for college students and high school students, and there's also going to be some additional things going on. Basically teaching, there's going to be even a tour of Kettering, I believe.
That's correct, yeah. Ather, before you get
many other things.
Ather, you was talking about ages. We're going to have what ages are we going to be working with?
So for the STEM to You program, we're actually working with younger kids. We're trying to get a lot of, younger kids interested in the science, technology, and engineering math aspect because it's good to kind of get them interested while they're young. So for that program, the ages are going to be 8 to 13 years old. And that is a 1-day event. That's going to be all of Saturday. It's basically going to be from Saturday morning until Saturday late afternoon, probably 3, 4, something like that. And we're going to be showing them different things. This program itself that we're going to be teaching is going to be space themed. Our young students are going to be learning how to make parachutes. They're going to learn how to make rockets. They're going to learn how to build a moon base and survive on the moon. Things like that.
Yeah, now my understanding is right down at the hotel that there's a place in the back where once the kids have built the rockets, you know what's going to happen after that, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to unleash the beasts downtown in Flint.
Let me tell you something. When I went to Baltimore for training in the STEM program, my favorite part of that whole program was letting that rocket launch. I was probably one of very few people who was there, and I was there as a trainer.
Oh, wow.
I was one of the very few people who launched his rocket more than once.
Okay.
So guilty as charged.
You know something was so nice about this that no one's mentioned yet, but this is for low vision and blind kids. So this is something that
like you can be completely blind, no sight at all.
Right,
You don't
and-
need any sight, and you can do this program.
and this is what we're trying to really get across there. That's why that's why this is coming through all of Michigan, the whole state of Michigan. So we bring in kids from every place right here to Flint, Michigan, and they'll get a chance to meet him while they're down here. Tell me a little bit more about this program.
So the program itself, like I said, it's basically centers around space, and all of the kids are going to be getting their own kind of STEM kits. And in those STEM kits are going to be the materials that you're going to need to, build the projects that we're going to be working on. And there will also be some tactile graphics. So what tactile graphics are is that they're images. They're images that are actually raised so that you can feel them with your hands. And these images or pictures are basically, the different shapes and the different, kinds of pictures of the things that we're going to be working on. For example, like if you want to feel what a parachute feels like, if you've never felt a parachute, we will probably have a tactile graphic of a parachute available. I know we're going to have a parachute toy, so that's a little bit of a teaser for you guys.
Okay.
So that students can be able to look at that parachute toy and see what it feels like. We will have, tactile graphic representations of different things as well, like probably the moon base and a couple of other things.
Hold on a second. Let's back up to this moon base. Okay.
Sure.
Because I think,
let's back up
even
to
in
the
my mind, I'm
moon
thinking to myself, now, are the kids going to have something? I like what's that word again? Techno what?
Tactile graphics?
Technographics. So
Yeah,
the kids
tactile graphics.
So the kids going to actually be able to pick up something. You can say there's a parachute or either a moon rover, and they can actually feel it so they can know what it looks like.
So basically, like I said, a tactile graphic is basically a raised picture on paper. So it's basically a picture made up of raised dots and raised lines on a sheet of paper. So that the same way that people who can see can just look at a picture and see what that picture contains, our kiddos will be able to feel those pictures, and that's why it's very important to point out that this program is not only for people with sight, but people that don't have any sight in the slightest, like nothing, don't even see light, okay?
Wow.
Okay.
They can just put their hands on that picture and they can feel what that picture is.
They
And
can
that's essentially what a
imagine it.
tactile graphic is.
They can imagine it in their mind as well as they feel it, right?
Exactly, absolutely. And that's kind of what helps. When you feel that picture, it'll put a picture of that picture, if that makes sense, into your mind.
Yes.
So you'll be able to understand it and conceptualize it.
Tell me about this moon base. I'm really curious about this. Is this set up the same way?
Well, that's the thing, Father Time. The kids themselves are going to be designing their own moon base.
So they're going to be able to use their imaginations and
they're going to be able to use their imaginations. They're going to be able to pick and choose what they want on their moon base. We're going to tell them, hey, these are necessities that you're going to need, guys.
Yes.
But in the end, we're leaving the design of this moon base up to them. And here's the important thing about this program. I want to point this out right now, okay? A lot of this program is for kids to discover things for themselves.
Okay.
We're going to be there. We're going to do what we can to, help these kids out if they need it. But the important thing, the really important thing, is to kind of get these students, these kids, to kind of do a lot of this themselves, to get them thinking along these tracks. And yes, they're going to probably make mistakes. They're more than likely going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
But you know what? That makes them no different from their sighted peers. Okay?
Right.
So it's very important to point out, like, we're basically going to tell them, hey, this is what your project is. This is what you have to do next. Ready, set, go. And then we're going to leave them to it. We're going to be there, of course. Nothing is going to get out of hand. Nothing is going to get out of control. We run a tight ship with these kinds of programs. But we are going to let them work on these projects by themselves. We're going to let them figure things out by themselves, basically put the pieces of the quote-unquote puzzle together for themselves and figure out what they need to do for themselves.
You know something, when you're talking about this program and when you're saying let them do things by themselves, you know, even if they don't design a moon base, but because of what they're doing and what the kids are starting to do, you're going to be opening up the doors for a lot of kids that's never had the opportunity to use their imagination and to be by themselves in order to construct or either make decisions to do things. So
that's our goal, Father Time. That's our goal.
I think you're about ready to reach it and go far beyond the goal.
But now it'll also build up their confidence and independence as well, which is what they're going to need.
That's one of the biggest things. Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know,
and we call this process structured discovery. We want these kids to discover things for themselves.
Could you repeat what was that again?
Structured discovery.
Structured discovery?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, you know, we'll tell them, hey, this is your objective, and then we'll let them figure it out for themselves. We'll let them kind of conceptualize it, put it together in their minds, and discover what they need to discover, figure out what they need to figure out. Sure, you know, we might give them little tiny hints of help down the line, but we are going to let them do things for themselves. And you know, I'm kind of speaking to the parents of the kids who are potentially going to be involved in this program. You are going to be more than welcome. In fact, you're going to be encouraged and very strongly recommended to watch your student in this program. But we are also going to discourage you from helping your student. They need to figure these things out for themselves. You know, there will be, you know, an area where the parents can sit and watch their kids do what they got to do. But everything that is, you know, a part of the project will be handled by the kids themselves, and if needed, by the volunteers. Okay?
Yes. You know, I like
because we want these kids' confidence to grow, like Father Time said.
Yeah.
And the best way to do it, and the best way to let their confidence grow, is to basically, you know, let them do what they need to do and figure out what they need to figure out. Some of them will probably figure out things that we've never even considered or conceived of, but that's the beauty of young minds.
Yeah.
They learn, and they learn fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know something, I really think when this thing is happening, those parents, I think they're going to figure a lot of things out about their kids. So I see this is a twofold project that's going on, because as they watch their kids develop by themselves, I think it's going to build a lot of confidence in the parents to let the kids stretch out a little bit more than what they've been letting them do.
And that's part of our goal. You know, a lot of parents, you know, treat their blind children like they might break.
Yes.
You know, we're trying to discourage that kind of treatment. You know, we're in the 21st century. We are trying to show that blindness doesn't hold you back. Okay, blindness is not an obstacle. You can adapt if you can't see. You can make things work if you can't see. You know, I'm 39 and I'm successful in what I do. I teach technology to other individuals. You know, I teach screen reading technology. I teach, you know, how to use Braille displays, things like that, for a bunch of different organizations for the state. And I know a lot of blind people who are involved in STEM, and these blind people are amazing at what they do.
Yes.
Now you're phenomenal. You're blind also, correct?
I am blind.
Okay, you know, and I think that's important to let them know that a lot of the people that are going to be there will either be low vision or blind. I don't like to keep bringing that up, but I know it's important because there's so many people that are low vision and blind that's still in the house and don't want to come out. So I like to keep that right up front, is what you said before, that we're able to do. We can do anything that we're trained to do, and don't be afraid to do it. You know, we're going over to Kettering too, and you mentioned something about a snap.
Snap circuits.
Yeah.
So snap circuits, and there's different kits that are available, and I would be happy to kind of talk more in depth about those to representatives from Kettering down the line. But they're a nice way of kind of helping blind people do certain, things accessibly using those circuits. And basically, they're just kind of like little circuits that you can, snap together for different projects. And the important thing about these circuits is that they are labeled, at least in the kits that are already kind of put together. They're labeled in specific ways for the kids to be able to identify them. And these aren't just used by younger kids. They can be used by, young blind adults or older blind adults. I have friends who play with snap circuits fairly frequently just to kind of, build little, rudimentary projects or the like. And the circuits.
So these are circuit boards, correct?
Yes.
So that would be just like it would be like if you had let's like with Kettering, if they were building one of the robots, these would be boards that they could snap together to get to do certain functions.
Correct. And they're labeled with, positive or negative charges and things like that, so that you know what you're about to plug in, so that it doesn't, explode violently in your hands.
All right.
So there's
exciting.
There's quite a bit.
Absolutely.
There's quite a bit that they're going to be learning, and this is just one day, right?
This is a one-day program, so the snap circuit stuff is not going to be covered on the STEM to You program. But we are going to be teaching our students a lot in that one-day program. And we're going to be working with them on a lot of different things. I don't want to throw too much out there because I want some things to be a surprise for our kiddos. But I do want to tell you guys that, it's going to involve a lot of work. It's going to involve a lot of work with your hands. So, come prepared to have fun and come prepared to learn.
So how long have you been doing this?
So I trained for this program in January of this year. It's actually kind of funny how it all kind of happened and got together. I was speaking to a friend of mine, and I was telling him how I was very concerned that the blind kids in Michigan are so shortchanged. I tend to work with the school system a lot because I do work as an independent vendor for the Michigan Department of Education Low Incidence Outreach Program. And there are times when I see, or hear of some kids who, I don't know, they don't receive the kind of help that I would have expected them to receive in this day and age. Sometimes they're discouraged entirely from, even entering into the field of STEM because they're told, oh, you're blind, you can't do this. But they have an interest in it. And it's very sad and very disheartening that these kids are told, well, you can't pursue your interest in STEM because you're blind. That's not how I want, our kiddos to grow up. Okay. And so I was telling my friend, I was like, this is really concerning because, there are a lot of these blind kids who are extremely smart, and I think they would do an amazing job in the field of STEM. But there's nobody to show them that, they can do it. So he's like to me, well, why don't you do it? And I was like, maybe I will. Yeah. And then not even an hour later, another friend, the president of the NFB of Michigan, contacts me, Robert Parsons, and he tells me, hey, there is, I heard that you want to get involved in this, and there is a training program that is about to go on in Baltimore that is involved in teaching STEM to, younger kids. Do you want in? I was like, yeah, absolutely, I want it. And so me and one other person from Michigan, our NFB of Michigan affiliate secretary, Rachel Newland, we went to Baltimore and we received training so that we can be able to conduct this STEM program. And so, like you said, Father Time, this is the pilot program of this STEM to You program, and we are planning on running it several times or in several places throughout the state. So Flint is going to be, the kickoff. You guys are number one. Yes. But, down the line, we might run it in other areas of the state so that we can make sure that people who may not have been able to commute to Flint or who may just have had other obligations that weekend could also be able to sign their kiddos up for it too.
This is something that's real exciting. I've been involved. I've been involved with the Federation of the Blind for the last about 4 years, and this is one of the first programs that I've heard about, especially here in Flint, where you're actually going as an outreach program where it's designed for the kids, because the kids are our future, and a lot of these kids that's low vision and blind, they're stuck in a corner someplace in a house. They have no programs in school, and if they do have programs in school, the kids are kind of lost. But something like this is going to really excite a lot of young people. Even when I was talking to them at Kettering, I asked, was there anyone that had anybody low vision or blind at Kettering? And they had to think about it. They said we had a few people in wheelchairs. I said, were they blind? They said no. But something like this, and I've learned that you can modify any type of a program so that a blind person can use it. So when you said you went to this convention, this learning program in Boston, and you're saying that you got Baltimore,
Mm-hmm.
and then and you're saying that there are going to be other programs like this throughout Michigan. When these kids find out about it, I don't think we're gonna have enough room to teach them all, and that's going to be something great. And they're going to realize.
That's my hope.
And what they're going to realize is that guess what? I might be one of the first blind kids to go into space. I might be one of the first blind kids to be able to write software for one of the rovers. Wouldn't that be? I mean, this could expand into a whole lot. It really can.
The way that I see it, if a blind person is, like you said, just kind of left in a corner or whatever, you're potentially stifling a cure to cancer.
Yes.
You're stifling a cure to AIDS. You're stifling a cure for Alzheimer's. You're stifling a cure to any number of diseases. Mm-hmm. You don't know what kind of potential you're snuffing out by shortchanging a blind student who may have the mind, the thought patterns, the thought pathways to figure out something that nobody may have conceived of.
And I can say this, excuse me, Father Time. Can I get a word in?
You owe me a quarter.
Okay, all right. Some of these students are going to come out of this program resilient. I can see it right now just from what you've explained to us today. We don't know what those gifts are that's going to be exposed to us on that weekend, but these children are going to be resilient. I can claim that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, yes, they're going to make mistakes. They're young kids. They're learning. But it's okay to make mistakes. You know, sighted kids their age are making mistakes every hour of every day. So now it's time for them to get out there, and it's time for them to make mistakes, and it's time for them to learn from those mistakes so they can do better, so they can be better.
Yes.
You sound like you really have a great passion for this. I can hear the excitement in your voice as you're talking about it.
I'm super excited. Miss Felicia, I cannot wait to see the potential that we're going to see that weekend.
Yes.
So since we're talking about what else are they going to be doing on that weekend?
Well, we don't want to spill all the beans.
Well, just give a little tease. Just give a little tease, because for one thing, there's going to be a lot of parents.
So
that's reluctant.
We focus primarily on the younger kids, but there's going to be stuff for the older kids too. Like we said, there's going to be a tour of Kettering on Saturday for our older students, high school and college and the like, and on Sunday there's going to be a career fair. Yeah. There's going to be a career fair where there's going to be different vendors that will be there, and they will be able to talk to to some of our people and to let them know, hey, this is what you can expect in this career. This is what you can expect in that career. And then there will even be potential mock interviews for our older peoples. There will also be a bowling event on Friday night for all of our peoples. Yeah. And let's not forget, can I tease the gala?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, most definitely.
So then let's not forget the gala that our hosts in Flint are putting together for Saturday night, which I am super excited for, by the way. I cannot wait to come to that.
Yes.
I am absolutely 100% going to be there. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
But yeah, so there's that gala, which people got to register for. It's going to be a fun night. It's going to be very exciting.
You see, I guess the reason I want to talk about things like that is because the parents are the ones that want to bring the kids. So I want the parents to know that this is a good program and the things that they have the kids to look forward to, because the parents control the kids, especially the low vision blind kids. So if I can hopefully we can get them enthusiastic about it, for them to say, hey, I want to come from Port Huron or Saginaw or from wherever, to bring the kids here to Flint. Let them know it's a safe environment. Let them know that they're going to have fun, food, games, and even get a chance to shoot a rocket off.
Okay, that's enough.
Even get a chance
enough
to
by
shoot
the
a
time
rocket.
you done told it all.
I'm so excited for this program.
Yes.
I'm coming all the way from Southfield.
Yes.
Oakland County, in Detroit. I'm coming all the way from Southfield to Flint so that I can be able to work with your kids. I'm looking forward to this.
So is there any other thing that you might like to say about this program, or the things that you've kind of gone through to get this program developed, or just as far as how, being blind and have you had to overcome some of the difficulties in order for you to do what you're doing now?
I've had to overcome all of the stereotypes. I mean, all of them. And I'm a foreign blind person, so I had all the cards stacked against me from day one. Let's just kind of put it out there. But you know what? Through the grace of God, through all of the work that I have put in over time through my life, I was able to overcome those stereotypes. And let's face it, like a lot of other blind people, some of those stereotypes were, kind of felt by members of my own family. Oh, you're blind, you can't do this. Well, yes, I can. Here's how, and then you show them. And that's kind of the way. And, a lot of blind people end up getting frustrated during that process. And I'll tell you, it's been my experience that patience always wins the day.
Yes.
That's hard though.
Yeah,
it's very hard.
I think
I'm not perfect. I have lost my temper with members of my family who have said, "Oh, you can't do this because you're blind." I am not by any means perfect. I wish I could say that I was, but I'm not. So,
and I think it's very important for other blind young people to hear that.
Yes.
Because we've all had our struggles. And we know that some sighted people don't understand this whole thing that we go through, these processes that we go through. So I think it's good for our young people to hear that from you.
Absolutely.
And
to people who can see, until they experience it, being blind is as inconceivable to them as being deaf would be inconceivable to us.
Right.
Like I have. I use my ears a lot. Like I'm always listening for different things.
Right.
Everybody is. And so, I've learned to use my ears to replace what my eyes have lost.
Exactly.
I don't hear more than you. I just listen
use it
more than you.
Yeah.
That's there's a difference. There's a difference between listening and hearing. Everybody pretty much got the same amount of hearing unless, they have hearing loss. But it's the listening that you kind of put forth towards that effort so that you can be able to, understand the environment around you, understand the differences, hey, I hear, like I'm tapping my cane and all of a sudden I hear an open space because the acoustics are echoing differently. No sighted person would be able to pick that out.
That's
because they're just walking and they're using their eyes all the time. Me as a blind person, I'll notice the subtle changes.
Right.
And you see, this is what excites me about this program. They're going to be able to use all their senses at the program. Touch.
Absolutely.
They'll be able to hear by listening what the instructions. And by putting all these things together, it's going to really build their confidence that they can get out there and do something like this. There's so many, growing up, it was always the chemistry set, always science projects. Now, these kids have the opportunity to do the same thing, that the visual kids are doing, but they'll do it this way, but the results are going to be the same. It's going to be that excitement that they're going to have. You know, I'm really grateful.
Yes.
I'm really grateful to have you here and to talk about yourself and the problem that you have with being blind. And just because of that, that will encourage other people that's listening to you right now. So I thank you.
Yes.
I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate being here. I can't wait to see all of you in June, and I can't wait to be on for further interviews, because we're definitely going to have a lot more to talk about, especially as the date gets closer and we start to tell you guys more information about the program.
Yeah.
For now, all I can say is registration starts tomorrow. Be on the lookout for flyers. Look at social media posts. Look at, and there will be flyers, I'm pretty sure, from our amazing chapter, affiliate members in Flint, who will be, putting it out at different, sites. So be on the lookout for those flyers. Give them to any blind people that you know who might be interested in this.
And we need also we'd like to give it to some of the visual people, because they might know blind people.
Absolutely. Hopefully those flyers will be everywhere. They're going to be on social media. We're going to try to, get them out as much as we can to different state agencies as well. But yes, get them out. Anybody who knows anybody who might be blind. Okay. Let's get those flyers out there. Let's get the word spread, and let's have an amazing pilot launch of this program. Yeah.
Do you know how much the registration fees are, or are we're gonna save that for later?
So the registration fees vary because there are scholarship opportunities. So people can look at the flyer, and the flyer also has a QR code which leads to our registration page that has all of that information in there with regards to the registration.
I want to repeat something that you just said, that there will be scholarships, correct?
Yes, there will be scholarships for families, particularly for those who might be attending the STEM to You program. And so read that flyer, read the registration page, and that QR code that was put onto the flyer was put on by blind people. And it was also generated by a blind person.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got a really nice hotel that they're going to be staying in.
We do.
Yeah, we did a walkthrough, and it is really nice. The accommodations be really easy for blind people. And I think Robert's trying to get a system set up for the kids, so they'll have everybody be linked together. You remember that? What's it called? But they'll be able. It's a link that he's trying to get. I wish I could remain. Maybe I shouldn't have brought it up since I can't remember what it is.
So we have set up a link to register or to reserve your room at the hotel under the special rate that we will have available for this program.
So
Robert did set that link up. He did set that link up, and that link is also available in the registration form.
So like I said, it's really nice. The places that we're going to be, you don't have to worry about anything. Everything's going to be taken care of. Transportation, all you need to do is bring your kids.
You need to do is bring your kids and yourself and have a good time.
Matter of fact, while the kids are doing something, y'all can kind of enjoy downtown Flint. How about that, huh?
I mean, they'll be doing some stuff too. Oh, you parents ain't gonna be out of it yet, and that's all I'm gonna say for now.
Oh man, I thought I had a free day.
No, man, you ain't got no free day. You're gonna be involved, man.
Well, again,
come on, Father Time. You think that your listeners are gonna want you to be sitting idle?
Well, sometimes to get rid of the kids. Did I say get rid of the kids? The kids. But yeah, hey, Ather, I really like to thank you for being here and giving us this great information.
Yeah.
Had a chance to talk to you, and now I get a chance to see what I can of you. And so we'll get a chance to meet in June. And just thank you so much, and really love your enthusiasm. That's getting me excited about it. I already know about the program.
That's awesome. I'm really happy that somebody else is as excited about the program as I am, because I'm really excited for it. I can't wait.
These kids are going to love this, and I think I really think once they get here and their experience, I think they're going to want to do this again before next year.
Well, I mean, so this is only going to be, hopefully, the first of many potential STEM opportunities to come. We will probably work with other people to kind of, set up some other STEM opportunities down the line. Mm-hmm. And when we do, you guys will be among the first to know.
Wonderful.
Listen to you. Again, I want to thank you, Ather. Did I say that correct?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I'm so proud of myself.
Hey, you're killing it.
Right then. Again, I thank you, sir. And
thank you so much for having me. And I can't wait to see you guys again. I can't wait to meet you guys in person.
Yes,
I've already met you, Felicia. I think I met you at convention. Yeah.
Yes. But it'd be good to see you again.
I'll look forward to seeing you again, and I'll look forward to meeting you, Father Time.
And me meeting you, Ather. It really is. Felicia.
Yes.
Just blink your eyes.
Oh my goodness! Let me tell you the story behind this blink your eyes. Okay.
Yes, please do.
What I do is I can't see the person I'm talking to when I want something, so I just bat my eyes and look cute. Okay, and get what I want.
So if it works, it works.
Yeah.
And it does work. It really does. I'm just amazed at it. And they smile at her, and she got a big old pretty smile.
Perform your magic, Felicia.
I tell you, she'll whoop it on you. Be careful. Listen, could you say something more about the gala event that's coming on?
Okay, June 24th, between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m., we are having what is called the Right to Sight Gala, and it'll be at the Flint Institute of Arts. We have a lot of things going on that night, so I'm not going to really reveal a lot of it because we will be having flyers and information out as we go. But we're going to have a very special guest there who's world renowned for his art. I'll just put it that way.
We can tell, this is going to be a black tie event too.
Definitely black and white event, formal wear, and it'll really be good for the students that's coming from the STEM program as well because they'll be able to experience a formal event.
Are they teaching the kids? They have an etiquette program for the kids?
Ather?
Yes, I do believe there is an etiquette session planned.
Yes.
So we will talk about that more as we finalize
as we
agendas
go.
and stuff. But there is one plan.
I just kind of thought about that, saying if they did not know what it was all about, they'll be able to experience.
So that's just a little
Absolutely.
taste. A lot of the things that we're doing are in the cultural area. There's a lot going on Saturday anyway, in the downtown area and the cultural area, the cultural center area. So it's going to be exciting. The whole weekend will be very exciting.
And then right after that, we're going to have a picnic in July.
The end of July, yes.
22nd for the Federation of the Blind. Be a lot of vendors out there, a lot of information, and again, there's going to be a lot of food and games. So you guys got to show up. Keep track of the Federation of the Blind website, the flyers that's sent out, or anybody that you know. Please tell somebody. If you know anybody with low vision or blind, let them know what's going on. There is something now. Matter of fact, what they did when we were at the when we did the walkthrough down, what's the hotel? The Hilton.
The Hilton Garden Inn.
Yes, they put on the marquee, "Welcome Federation of the Blind to Flint, Michigan." How about that, huh? I think it was up like 24 hours or something.
Yeah, they have been super awesome. From what I've been hearing, these guys at the hotel have been amazing. So I really look forward to meeting them as well. We really appreciate all of the efforts that you guys are putting forward for this program.
And we will be there all the way up to those dates. We're here.
Flint Chamber of Commerce has really opened their arms and stuff for us. Kettering, that's going to be really exciting. Matter of fact,
City Council.
Flint City Council, everybody here in Flint. Matter of fact, though, they kind of started thinking about what they could do to help out any blind students that want to start joining Kettering. So I think this is going to have a positive effect all through Flint. So this is great. Again,
definitely.
again, I'd like to say thank you. And I guess what's going to happen is we're going to call it a day, and we'll see you again next month. All right? Anything you
I'm
want to say?
looking forward to it.
No, that's it.
You want to say bye?
Well,
All
goodbye.
right. Bye, everyone.
All right. You have a great one, man. Thank you again, Ather.
You too. Thank you so much.
All right.